All right, welcome to the stream. If you are on the stream, I have been trying this quite a few times. The weather's been a little tough, but I'm hoping this time it will work out better. I've had several failures actually. It's kind of depressing, but I'm trying. Every time I'm hoping to get a little bit better. Let me actually shrink that. The first thing I want to wait to see what happens is if the stream pulls up. Once it pulls up, I can check the volume and the audio, see if that's all right. Hopefully nothing goes haywire. I'm not going to be able to stay on this stream too long, probably about 15 minutes. Then my family comes back from taking the cat to the vet. So hopefully that turns out all right. You will notice the title of this stream is the Bitcoin Super Cycle. Yesterday, I tried a couple times to put a stream out there on the $64,000 Bitcoin, or it went 64 and then it went down to like 61, 62. And since then, we've seen it pop back up again. So I'm still not seeing anything happening on the stream here. Let me refresh this. And there it is. Okay, great. So we are there. I'm going to pull that up so we can see the stream. All right, I'm going to send out a hello right there. Boom. Okay, so we're getting better. We got that part going. Now we're going to put up CoinGecko. You see Bitcoin is $61,744. Ethereum is pushing on the gas. Let me check the volume of the podcast here and the audio real quick. Got it right here. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Ethereum is pushing on the gas. Let me check the volume. All right. The podcast here and the audio. Looks like we're doing good. Okay, great. All right, so far so good. Now, as long as I don't mess up the screen too bad or anything, that would be helpful. So let's get right into it. Yeah, hopefully you are doing good with your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrency. Let's talk a little bit about a few different topics, and then at the end we will talk about what should you do, how should you invest, and let me know what you're thinking. I'd like to hear your comments. Because iron sharpens iron, the good book says, and I believe that. So if you are on the stream, definitely share some input. So first thing I want to talk about, we'll just go over a few hot topics. CoinDesk says that the CoinDesk.com says the world gains 40%, hits record high as AI tokens surge on Nvidia. So if you're familiar with Nvidia, if I'm even saying that right, that is an AI play, supposedly. They make all sorts of graphics cards, and they feel that that business is going to really benefit by AI. Sure enough, that's bound to be true as people invest in nodes and GPUs. There's a lot of stuff coming out, more than what you just see on Coinbase, but there's some Potentially good stuff on Coinbase too, if you want to look at that. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's WorldCoin hit record highs on Thursday along broader rally in artificial intelligent AI-related tokens. AI cryptocurrencies initially jumped in price Wednesday evening after chipmaker Nvidia beat lofty fourth quarter earnings and first quarter guidance expectation, and the move has gained strength since. Taking the lead in terms of gains is WorldCoin, which the ticker is WLD. It's up 40% on the day that this information came out from CoinDesk, almost 170% over the last 7 days. The token touched a new all-time high of $8.85 and was trading at $8.54 at press time. WorldCoin was co-created by OpenAI founder Sam Altman and thus often associated with AI-related projects. Singularity Net, a decentralized AI marketplace, saw its token climb 43%. Fetch AI was up 18%. I know you can get Fetch on Coinbase if you're just starting out. Other tokens associated with AI moving on Thursday included Graph. That's one you can get on Coinbase, and it's up 17%, and Render, which I have some of that on Coinbase, jumping up 23%. Now remember, anything in this is non-investing advice, just information, educational, and entertainment purposes, right? But we are making each other smarter and more knowledgeable. More about this AI play. The head of data and analytics at the FRNT Financial says there's a number of reasons behind the recent AI-related token pump. The launch of OpenAI's Sora, S-O-R-A, and Nvidia's impressive sale forecast are fueling broader optimism surrounding AI that is spilling over into crypto, said Savick in the interview with CoinDesk. He says, we've seen crypto in the past where metaverse-related tokens rallied and Facebook changed its name to Meta. Savick posed the question of how effective exposure is to artificial intelligence via these AI-themed tokens. It almost, as most don't actually have a direct connection to the adoption being given by OpenAI or Google's Gemini. Gemini is a Google family of AI similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT. The use of blockchain tech for purposes of AI remains unclear at this point and is highly experimental, continued Savick. Having said that, buying AI-themed cryptocurrencies is more exposure to niche blockchain-based AI derivatives rather than exposure to mass adoption that has received so much attention recently. I think when we see alt season kick in, although some people would argue alt season starting now, it does seem to be more of the big name altcoins that are getting the big wins. You're not seeing a ton of coins getting the multitudes, of 10x on up to whatever, 100x, 1000x. Crazy gains from some of these altcoins. Also crazy losses, too. Savick also noted there's a possibility that the demand for AI tokens is coming from investors in areas that don't have access to U.S. equities. It's conceivable that for an investor not able to buy stocks like Nvidia, AI-themed tokens may be the next best thing. World App, which is WorldCoin's first wallet built for the project, surpassed 1 million daily users earlier this week, according to the company. So yeah, it's really growing. Lila Ledeshma was the author of this. I always like to give credit to those who do that, not just quote the article if possible. All right, so Bitcoin ETFs, how is that affecting this market? Well, I'm calling it a super cycle because it seems like it's affecting it a lot. We hit highest highs once we're at the verge right now where maybe a 9% gain will put us to the highest highs ever pre-halvening. So we are on track to be a super cycle. Once this pushes up another, I believe it was 65,000 was the number that will tell us we have beat all-time highs pre-halvening in percentage-wise, okay? From the past high of the past cycle. So that's where they get it. So last time was, 69,000, and we are approaching that number very rapidly and quickly at a high rate, at one of the highest rates, almost the highest. We're almost there. Where before, when we hit the 20,000, the halvening before we hit the 20,000 mark, that was met at a pretty low rate, at another rate, whatever rate that was. So whichever one was the highest. I think it was the 2016 rally was the highest, where it had gone from the previous rally, which I think was 3,000-ish, the prior rally to the halvening, to the 20,000 rally, to the 69,000 top rally after halvenings. So that's a little confusing way of saying it, but this is a halvening that we're waiting for. The last halvenings, the high was 69,000. The halvening before was about 20,000, and I believe the halvening before that was in the $3,000 range. Or actually, I think it was in the $6,000 range. So every time that 6,000 came to the 20,000 and the 20,000 came to the 69,000, there's a certain percentage it comes to reaching that high before the halvening. So in other words, before this halvening, we wouldn't expect it to go above and beyond 69,000 before the halvening. We wouldn't expect that. That's not normal. So if we get, the closer we get to it, that makes it the highest cycle pre-halvening ever. Hopefully that's a little better way of saying it. All right, so let's talk about ETFs. At DL News, it tells us about ETFs. Sebastian Sinclair tells us Bitcoin ETFs have opened up trading opportunities for sophisticated traders. Arbitrage strategies are timing the market and can help investors rack up returns. They consider the costs, such as ETF management fees, can eat into some of their profits. If you hold your Bitcoin yourself, you're probably, over a period of time, they're going to charge you a percentage when you're onboarding and offboarding. They're going to charge you a percentage. And they're going to charge you this percentage every year. So it adds up. If you are trading on and off, you're losing a percent here, a percent there. If you hold it for a long time, you're losing a percent every year, or whatever their fees are. I'm just going with the average. So, yeah, it's safe for them because they don't have to deal with the wallets. They don't have to deal with the exchanges. It's something they're familiar with. But yeah, this is what they're doing. When they see the volatility in Bitcoin for traders, this makes it extremely desirable. So people are going to be pouring into Bitcoin for many different reasons. Several considerations are worth measuring the average investor looking to emulate professional traders and squeeze the most out of their investments. They have several areas here you can focus on to trade like a professional. Some of the ETFs that we see are BlackRock. Their ticker is IBIT. ARK, their ticker is ARKB. And then 21 shares, VanEck. VanEck is one. Their ticker is pretty cool. It's HODL, HODL. Wisdom Tree, their ticker is BTCW. So strategies that you can use, you can time your trades, you can dollar cost average. Timing your trade is tricky. They are only, if you have an ETF, you're only going to be able to do it during the stock market hours. So if something happens in Asia and the market crashes, you're going to wake up in the morning and your Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot less money. So I just am not really interested in ETFs except for the fact that it allows people who are not crypto savvy to get in the market. It allows people to put their 401ks to invest. It allows hedge fund managers. It allows mutual funds. All these people can invest in this, and they're advertising to draw more people in. So this is a benefit to us as real Bitcoiners, real cryptocurrency people that are out there on the exchanges, holding our own keys, so forth and so on. Bitcoin futures have shown varying performances across different trading sessions over the past month. European trading sessions have offered the best returns. Earlier reported by DL News, during the month, Bitcoin futures return on Binance, Bybit, OKX, and Durabit during the European session, and has 18% risen since mid-January. That's a big jump compared to those generated during the US and Asian trading hours, which were about 12% and 5% respectively. So what is the European advantage? It says the data on the ETF net flow is being published around the London Open B2C2. Chief Risk Officer Adam Farthing told DL News at the time that it has been the market's main driver. So apparently they're getting more information. They're able to arbitrage the market. The rollout of Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. opens a fresh arbitrage playouts for savvy professional traders. BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes said in January, Bitcoin market is now exposed to a predictable and long-lasting arbitrage opportunity thanks to the ETF net asset value pegged daily to a CF, benchmark index price of Bitcoin at 4 p.m. in New York, according to Hayes. This index gathers prices from 6 exchanges, but notably leaves out Binance, the behemoth of Bitcoin trading volume. The exclusion creates an unnatural state of play where fund managers can't tap into Binance's optimal pricing, says Hayes. Instead, they're limited to trading during the 6 approved exchanges, potentially missing out on better deals elsewhere. That makes an arbitrage opportunity. He sketches this scenario where traders can exploit the situation by anticipating whether ETF managers must create or redeem shares, depending on whether the ETF trades are above or below intraday net asset value or NAV. It is predictable nature of this valuation provides a clear arbitrage opportunity because traders know exactly when the ETF NAVs will be recalculated and what benchmark it will use. If the market price of the ETF shares derives significantly from its NAV, traders can exploit the difference. This activity affects supply and demand, influence Bitcoin's price on the constrained exchanges. This arbitrage strategy involves comparing Bitcoin prices between a less liquid exchange from the CF benchmarks and Binance. Traders can buy low on one exchange and sell high on another, potentially front-running the ETF share adjustments. So this is a gamble, but it's a way of making money that people are looking at. I think it's going to affect the market, and we're going to see, right now we're seeing big swings up, but I think eventually and potentially we can see some big swings down too. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in assets under management, charge an annual fee of 0.25%. Rivals Fidelity and ARK Invest, the third and fourth largest ETF providers by assets, meanwhile, charge 0.25 and 0.21 respectively. However, these fees may still be too high for traders who can trade cryptocurrencies directly on exchanges. Savvy traders accustomed to the intricacies of crypto trading may not swing to ETFs. Jonathan DeWitt, Chief Investment Officer at ZeroCap, told DL News. Traders using Binance to execute spot purchases pay fees up to 0.1%, depending on the size of the trades, according to the exchange's website. Kraken, another major exchange, charges up to 0.16%. BTF ETF fees, meanwhile, could erode net returns over the long term, he said. Even 25 basis points per annum over 10 years can chew away the long-term profit when compared to cold custody of Bitcoin itself. Grayscale's ETF is 1.5% per year, he noted. This can really impact the overall performance. So, yeah, I mean, those are some pros and cons to think about on the ETFs. And, we'll have to see how it plays out. If people can be convinced to hold it for the long term and not trade in and out of it very rapidly, it will continue to, make this super cycle. I'm coining this cycle as a super cycle, and we'll just have to see. In fact, beincrypto.com says that BlackRock went from 0 to 122,600 Bitcoins in 6 weeks. Barry Rahama tells us that BlackRock became a very key player in the crypto market by amassing this 122,600 Bitcoins in 6 weeks, becoming the 11th largest holder. This is worth $6.31 billion and represents 6% of Bitcoin's circulating supply, indicating a significant market influence. Yike, that's a lot. So we don't really want any one company to hold, a massive amount of Bitcoin. I would say that's, as they get 5-10% like that, that's a lot of power. So that could reshape the investment to be a very fragile, manipulated investing form. But I believe holding it for the long term. I just want to recommend to you guys, if you are going to hold Bitcoin, try to look at it as not worrying how much it costs, but how much Bitcoin are you accumulating. If you can only get $10 a week into Bitcoin, then get a Coinbase account, and if you're not disciplined, set up to have it automatically bought. You will pay a higher percentage for the Bitcoin. All you got to do is click over to their professional format, and you can buy the Bitcoin at a lot cheaper rate. It's more like a ticker and trading, where the other one you just click the Bitcoin icon and say how much you want to buy, and it's pretty straightforward. So I would say do that, and whatever you're doing, I would say dollar cost average in, figure out if you can do it once a week, once a month, twice a month, whatever. Figure out a dollar amount that you can put in every single week and put that in automatically without fail. And then if you have a big catch of money or whatever, then analyze where you want to put that in. Are you going to look for the dips? You're going to look for the 5% dips. What are you going to do? Bitcoin drops back to, let's say it goes to 150,000 and it drops back down to 60,000. You're going to buy at 60 a bunch. You have to figure out what that looks like for you. Every time I have extra money that I want to put into Bitcoin, I just wait for whatever, if it's on a green candle, I just wait for the next red candle, and I buy it. And if it's just the tiniest little red candle, then that's the one I take. I don't wait around. All right, so BlackRock again accounts for 6% of Bitcoin circulating supply, and is the 11th largest holder. $6.13 billion. That is a lot of money. The second week inflows had skyrocketed to 26,000 BTU, pushing the firm's total investing past the $1 billion mark. Rapid accumulation signifies BlackRock's entry into cryptocurrency and also reflects a broader acceptance of Bitcoins as a legitimate asset class among traditional investing firms. BlackRock's strategy continues to follow through the weeks, maintaining consistent accusation pace. Indeed, by the third and fourth week, it had over 41,000 BTCs to its holding, with investments approaching 1.7 billion. Despite a slight slowdown in its fifth week, attributed to the retracement of BTC's price to 38,000, BlackRock's commitment remained unwavering. The company sees opportunity to buy the dip, adding 12,510 BCE. The 6th week marked a resurgence for Bitcoin's market price, and BlackRock proceeded with their BTC breaking through the 50,000 barrier, and BlackRock added 33,474 BTCs to its portfolio, the largest weekly acquisition to date. The firm continued to its investment pace suggests a weekly total of nearly 692 million Bitcoin in acquisitions. So that's what they're accumulating, basically. All right. So BlackRock's massive move to investing in Bitcoin is a sign of confidence in crypto. Open account on, okay, blah, blah, blah. Their aggressive investment strategy is a strong vote of confidence in Bitcoin and its underlying technology by transitioning from traditional assets like real estate to cryptocurrencies. The impact of BlackRock's entry into Bitcoin extends beyond the numbers. Indeed, it serves as a beacon for other institutional investors and signals a growing acceptance of crypto as a viable component of a diversified investment strategy. Larry Fink highlighted Bitcoin's limited availability, likening it to gold, a conventional asset sought after for safety. He believes that Bitcoin, similar to gold, acts as a safeguard asset, particularly during periods of geopolitical uncertainties. And he says, I'm a believer because I believe it is an alternative source for wealth holding. I don't believe Bitcoin will ever be a currency. I believe it could be an asset class, but we will create digital currencies and we will use the blockchain, Fink said. So pretty crazy, all this stuff that is going on in the cryptocurrency world. So, yeah, really tough to see what's going to happen. It really seems like we're just on a tear and it's not going to stop. But yeah, I personally think there's going to be a retracement, maybe right before the halvening or right after. But I do believe we are going to hit the all-time high of the 1,000 Bitcoin. Michael Saylor, who is the CEO, through his company, MicroStrategies, holds $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. The good thing about MicroStrategies is you're not going to have to worry about them dumping on the market anytime soon, according to Michael Saylor, who I have a lot of respect for. The company now has $3.8 billion in unrealized profits on its Bitcoin stash. Personally, I think MicroStrategy is a better stock market type move or investment for getting into Bitcoin than the ETFs. If you're just going to trade in and out of the ETFs, you're a day trader, I guess that's great. I don't know why you wouldn't just go do it on an exchange. But yeah, I mean, I would say MicroStrategy is a great investment. More companies are going to move to this strategy as time goes on. So MicroStrategy's ticker is MSTR. They've purchased additional 3,000 tokens for $155 million, bringing the company's total holdings up to 193,000 coins. The new buys were made between February 15th and February 25th, and the tokens were acquired at average price of $51,813. According to the SCE filing, the company now holds The 193,000 Bitcoin purchased for $6.09 billion, an average price of $31,544. Yeah, go do it. Michael Saylor on X posted that MicroStrategies has acquired additional 3,000 BTC for $155 million at the average price of $51,813 for Bitcoin. As of 2/25/24, MicroStrategy now holds 193,000 BTC acquired for $6.09 billion, an average price of $31,544 per coin. Wow, incredible. Incredible. So when this was talking about Bitcoin trading at 51,366, I mean, wow, it's gone up a lot since they started doing the research for this story. So a lot going on. All right, I'm going to probably wrap this up here in a minute. Doesn't look like anybody's really tuning in. Let's see if we got any new hot items off the press here. Let me just check. All right, hot off the press. WorldCoin gains 40%, hits record highs as AI tokens surge on NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I guess is how you would say it, NVIDIA. So, yep, making even more money. Yep, good stuff. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. Nobody's really tuned in on the live stream. I can't blame you. You know, I tried to post a live stream like 3 times in the last week, and they've all been failures. So I'm going to go back and listen to this. I'm very hopeful that it is going to turn out to be a decent stream. Hopefully you will see it later. Let me know what you think about the market. Do you think this is a super cycle? Let me know. Love to hear it. Love to get your ideas and see what you're thinking. See what the sentiment is. That's it. I am out of here. Have a good one.